This is officially the Fever warning the WNBA it's about to be on. We'll take a look at that footage in just a second.
The Indiana Fever just dropped a workout video that has the entire WNBA buzzing. Kelsey Mitchell and Caitlin Clark training together isn't just another offseason clip, it's a warning shot to the league. What you're witnessing is the formation of what could be the most dangerous scoring backcourt in WNBA history. Mitchell's explosive first step, paired with limitless range, is simply unfair. And with the Fever adding Natasha Howard, Sophie Cunningham, and Wnba Bonner, their transformation from a lottery team to a championship contender is unfolding right before our eyes.
I was already interested to see what this team was going to do with just the big three, right? Caitlin Clark, Kelsey Mitchell, Aaliyah Boston. But they went out there, they signed Sophie Cunningham, they signed Natasha Howard, they went and got Wnba Bonner.
Have you seen what's happening in Indiana right now? The Fever just dropped a workout video that has the entire WNBA on notice. But this isn't just another off-season training montage. We're witnessing something special. The chemistry building between Kelsey Mitchell and Caitlin Clark could rewrite the record books next season.
Right here. So Kelsey Mitchell in slow motion, just video and Kelsey Mitchell there. A nice high five of Caitlin Clark. Kelsey Mitchell, oh my God, pass. Caitlin Clark setting screens. Okay, let's just watch this. And we'll break it down.
What sets this backcourt duo apart from other star guard pairings in the league? It all starts with the numbers. Mitchell put up 19.2 points per game last season, while Clark also averaged 19.2. That's a combined 38.4 points from just two players. But the stats only scratch the surface of why this duo has basketball experts buzzing.
Did they just run the three-man weave? Are they running the three-man? Is Stephanie White just saying, you know what, with all these offensive players, I think we can do whatever the hell we want. We're running the three-man weave.
Let's start with Mitchell's game. Watching her in this workout footage, you can see that lightning-quick first step that leaves defenders in the dust. She's not just fast, she's strategic. Mitchell creates separation like few players in the league can. In one clip, she nails a perfect fadeaway jumper, a reminder of why defenders can't afford to relax for even a second when guarding her.
This is basketball. No look. We just saw the Kelsey Mitchell no look.
This is basketball IQ at its finest. We just saw Kelsey Mitchell's no-look play. Now, pair that with what Caitlin Clark brings to the table. Her shooting range is simply unprecedented in women's basketball. Think about how Steph Curry changed the NBA by forcing defenses to guard the logo. That's exactly what Clark is doing to the WNBA. But what really jumps out in this workout footage is her court vision. She's not just looking to score, she's mapping out the entire floor, spotting passing lanes most players wouldn't even think exist.
Okay, so this is literally what has happened here. So Caitlin has pitched to Caitlin gets the ball from Kelsey Mitchell, pitches back to Kelsey Mitchell, comes off a flare screen from Bree Turner, while Kelsey Mitchell has the ISO and Bree Turner rolling to the basket. Oh my God.
What's most exciting is the chemistry between them. In one sequence, Clark whips a no-look pass to Mitchell on a backdoor cut. It looks like they've been playing together for years, not just one season. You can also see them working on off-ball movement, setting screens to create space for each other. There's a moment where Clark sets a flare screen for Mitchell, completely freeing her up for an open three. Now imagine trying to defend that. Action at game speed.
Working with Caitlin Clark, and then look! The league's best backcourt is back. The deadliest scoring offensive combination in the WNBA in Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell back in the last.
Think about the defensive nightmare this creates. Help too much on Clark's deep three-point range, and Mitchell will blow past you with her quick first step. Play too tight on Mitchell, and Clark will either step back for a long-range bomb or thread a pinpoint pass to an open teammate. When they're in sync, there's simply no good defensive strategy to stop.
Keith Porter's playing defense, and his jaw, he's obviously looking in this workout, and he's like, okay, yeah, we're gonna make you make a read. So I'm gonna either cover the roller, or I'm gonna have to cover the I'm either gonna have.
This is why basketball experts aren't exaggerating when they call this the most dangerous backcourt in the WNBA. Their skill sets complement each other perfectly. Mitchell's elite scoring and explosive athleticism combined with Clark's generational shooting range and court vision. The footage doesn't lie. This duo is evolving into something special, a backcourt that could dominate the league for years to come.
Is laser focused on the basket. That is how she's wired. That's her DNA, and everybody needs a player like that. Every team needs a player who can just go get a bucket at any time, right? Like, who is hardwired to go for the basket. And then Clark makes you think, because she could pull up and shoot, she could drive by you, she could distribute.
Next voice, that special duo dominated last season without even having a real playbook. Literally, running what coaches called a give the ball to Clark or Mitchell and pray offense. But what we're seeing in this workout footage isn't just two stars improving. It's the first glimpse of a true championship caliber offensive system being built around them. And that should terrify the rest of the WNBA.
I am very, and I mean this when I say this, very excited for what this Fever team does in offense.
Talk about what no one was discussing last season. While everyone was in awe of individual heroics, few pointed out that the Fever were running one of the most basic offensive systems in professional basketball. Under Christie's sides, the team had virtually no structured plays. Just elite talent thrown on the court with a game plan that boiled down to figure it out yourselves. Random benchings, poor timeout management. The Fever weren't winning because of coaching, but despite it. And that's exactly what makes this workout footage so shocking.
It's an interesting one. Either way, it's good to see Kelsey Mitchell, Caitlin working out. It's good to see the players. Good to see Bree Turner there as well. It's good to see a lot of these players coming together for the Fever.
For the first time, we're seeing real offensive sophistication being implemented. Look at those pitch exchanges. They're running three-man weave actions, concepts that weren't even in last year's playbook. The Fever are finally installing the kind of structured offensive sets that championship teams rely on, and that changes everything.
Seeing Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell back together is great and everything, but it doesn't change what happened from last season. What is going to change what happened from last season is their continued growth of chemistry, and then all the other pieces that they got to work with.
The transformation is happening because of Stephanie White, and her arrival changes everything. When she coached the Connecticut Sun, she built an offensive system that maximized every player's strengths, creating a fluid, structured attack, where everyone knew their role and how to exploit matchups. Now she's bringing that same championship-level expertise to the Fever.
If Stephanie White, if she has enough offensive talent, and I mean this, if she has enough offensive talent that she's able to run the three-man weave in professional basketball, she is just the greatest coach of all time.
You know what's crazy? Despite having almost no offensive system last year, the Fever still put up impressive efficiency numbers. They were already dangerous. Now, imagine taking those same elite scorers and finally giving them a sophisticated framework designed to generate open looks. It's like taking a Ferrari that's been running on regular gas and suddenly filling it with premium fuel.
This team was the best offensive team in the WNBA when their entire offense was, and I kid you not, we run the floor, Caitlin hits shooters, or Caitlin runs a pick and roll. If Caitlin's open for three, she shoots. If she's open for the drive, she doesn't shoot.
Watch the workout footage again and focus on those flare screens and roll actions. Those aren't random. They're intentional sets designed to create specific advantages. When White fully implements her system, these actions will generate wide-open looks that simply didn't exist last season. Defenses can no longer just key in on individual talent. Now they have to guard an entire system of movement and screening, built to constantly create mismatch.
Caitlin Clark passes the ball to a wing, she runs under the basket, sets a fake screen for Aaliyah Boston, and comes off a pin down from the trailing big. Or if Caitlin Clark starts on the left-hand side or the right-hand side, the play is the ball's passed to the opposite side, there's a pin down for Caitlin, and if that pin down doesn't work, Kelsey Mitchell goes dribble, step back, long two.
Watch the workout footage again and focus on those flare screens and roll actions. Those aren't random. They're intentional sets designed to create specific advantages. When White fully implements her system, these actions will generate wide-open looks that simply didn't exist last season. Defenses can no longer just key in on individual talent. Now they have to guard an entire system of movement and screening built to constantly create mismatches.
Like, it was the most basic, the literal worst offense in the history I've seen in the history of basketball for a team that was good at offense. Like, they had no half-court offense last year. None whatsoever. And they were so good because they had pace. They had a point guard that was able to run the show like nobody else. And as well as that, they had the point guard who was able to run the show, which again, no other team had.
Well, don't look now, but the Indiana Fever have assembled what I think many of us believe could be a bit of a super team.